Hey everybody, this is GGB, Coast Puppers, and we're going to get straight into this fourth quarter of action here today with the Big 12 at ACC Buccaneers. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. It's very nice to have something to do every day, but, got some dark clouds here, but we're here for it. ACC has the ball, their own 29-yard line, and we have a chance to do something very special here in beating the Big 12. The only team to have ever beaten the Big 12 is the Big 10 in the national championship game. So they have a chance to do something very unique here. Unlike the cameraman who just decides, grass. It's a very unique and interesting thing to watch. Okay, so let's see what they do here. This looks like it's setting up a run, but actually they go pass here. He has time, throws it over the middle, and The hell was that? Not fumble. That does not make sense. Okay, no, I don't know what in the world happened there. Let me know. I think that is close. To see his knee hit. His knee hit before he loses control of the ball. That's a close one. I mean, no one recovers it. Kind of reminds me of the Eagles-Bears wild card weekend game, but anyway, we're here for it. Let's watch the 3rd and 3. Let's see if they can convert. So they go short pass. He picks it up the first down. They go for the strip, but unfortunately for the Big 12, unable to get the ball out of his hands. 46-yard line. So ACC's only up by 14. Very important. It's not a lot of points, honestly. That's why this drive's huge for them. They definitely need to pick up at least choose some clock. He can score 14 points in a quarter. That's no problem. If I can do it with a team of all Penn State players, Big 12 with Patrick Mahomes can definitely do it. So let's see what they come up with here on this 14-minute mark. 1st and 10. You have all the time in the world, really. I'll obviously want to milk this clock down as much as you can. So they go handoff here. Big pickup for Devonta Freeman. And we're going to be looking at a 2nd and 4 for them. And this is why not having a good defensive line or linebacker core really hurts the Big 12 here. If you could have a couple of those guys that are really talented and could help here, that would be great. But unfortunately, you don't have much of them. Which is why a lot of the time you'll notice they bring Earl Thomas up to play a little bit of linebacker. So they bring a blitz here. They go dump off, and Devonta Freeman picks up a huge amount of yards. I'm a Dumbo. Leave me alone. But 13 and a half minutes left in this actual game time. And it's looked like the ACC is going to go up by 17 points. And that'd be really hurt if you're a Big 12 fan. Obviously, the game's never over until the clock strikes 0. But it really hurts if you have to, to cover a 3-possession deficit in 1 quarter, especially scoring more points than you've done all game. That hurt. Let's see what Lamar Jackson does here. So again, he's all the time in the world to throw this ball. He reads the field, throws it directly over to the middle to Devontae Parker. Oh, wait, no, Greg Olsen. Sorry, that was Greg Olsen. But 1st and 10, again at the 18-yard line. It's honestly, I don't know if this ACC drive could have worked out worse for the Big 12 and better for the ACC. Lamar Jackson is chewing up clock. He's already gotten about 3 minutes off the clock, but 2.5 minutes off the clock here. So he goes slant to DeAndre Hopkins, and he picks up the first down. And they've already chewed about 2.5 minutes on this drive, so obviously they're doing pretty well. And Lamar Jackson's had a pretty great day. And if he keeps this up, we could be seeing him really compete in the championship game. And I hope you're all as hyped as I am for a championship game, because championship games are tight. They're awesome. And then you also get, after that, the Super Bowl. So that's what's so exciting about championship games. We get to see who finally gets the Super Bowl. That's why AFC and NFC championship games are way more exciting than divisional and wild card games. But still, wild card and divisionals can be exciting. So go Dalvin Cook here. Gets all the way to 4-yard line for the 2nd and goal play. So you've already chewed about 3 minutes off this clock. Only 12 minutes left actual game time. So that's why getting the ball driving down this, getting the clock moving was so important. Lamar Jackson gets another rushing touchdown, and that's what, from the SEC, you have the advantage at this point. You get a whole week to prepare for these guys. Figure out how to stop Lamar. I don't know if they're going to be playing the SEC. They could be playing the Big Ten for all I know, or let me think of all the possibilities. They could be playing the FCS Division II, Division III team. They could be playing the Pac-12. That's it. If the Independents win, they'll be for sure. Oh, they blocked the extra point. So it is only a 36-16 ball game. So it is a 20-point game. So if the Big 12 gets 3 touchdowns, then gets the extra points on all of them, then they win the game. I don't know if that's going to impact the game or not, but it could. So that was a very important blocked extra point. I mean, any point you give up is better than giving up 7. You can only give up 6. But 11 and a half minutes left. Let's see if Patrick Mahomes can have his Mahomes magic here. But let's see what happens with 11 and a half minutes left. We're here for it. Tyler Lockett set to return this ball. As you can see, the ACC Stadium is so happy. All Tampa fans are ecstatic that their team actually has a shot at winning. And Tyler Lockett takes this ball all the way up to the 34-yard line on a pretty good return. I still haven't seen a kickoff return all year. We saw the punt return in the FCS Division II, Division III game, in the Sun Belt game, but we didn't exactly get to see a punt return that actually, was realistic, considering he was so down. I don't know how in the world they ruled him not down. He was lying on the ground. He did a little roll. And then he just kind of walked around for a little bit, and then he ran for a touchdown. I don't know. But 7.5 minutes left here. Let's see what happens. Patrick Mahomes takes this step back in the pocket. He is legit forever. And he just ends up finding his running back, Joe Mixon. Pick up a good 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7. Clock's still ticking. So every second it clicks off that every second it clicks off the clock is a second loss for the Big 12 49ers. And that's a big deal. You can't have time. You'll lose time. You can't lose time. It's a very important thing. But let's see what they do here. So they go draw, and, he's just automatically stuck because the offensive line's just overmatched here. And we're going to see a 3rd and 8. So let's see if Patrick Mahomes and the Big 12 offense can convert here, or if they're going to, not convert. I don't know what I'm talking about, but let's see what happens here. Joe Mixon just, gets automatically stuffed. But I hope you guys are as excited for the draft as I am. I'm probably going to be doing not draft prediction, but rankings coming out soon. Hopefully those will be out the next couple days, considering the draft is on Thursday, and I hope you guys are as hyped as I am about it, because I am very hyped. So they go run here, he fumbles it, and it's picked up by an offensive lineman. I think Trent Williams picks it up, but it's still going to be a 4th and 4, which makes it look like a punt's probably coming here, even though they're still down by 20. That's a 3-possession game. I don't know why you would punt, but, this is Madden. They decide, to punt until there's, 2 minutes left. I don't know what the heck a draw was called there for. That didn't make any sense. But Luke Kuechly forces the fumble. He actually got more yardage out of the forced fumble than they would have if they didn't, force a fumble. But 4th and 4, actually they're going for it here. So let's see what Patrick Mahomes and this offense can do on this 4th and 4. He scans the field. He has forever to throw, because they have a 3-man rush, and he finds Kenny Stills open for a big gain, and now they're in ACC territory. And if I was an ACC fan, I'd start to get worried, because you have Patrick Mahomes, you have big threat like Tyler Lockett, you have a solid target like Mark Andrews, and you just saw what Kenny Stills could do to you there. This offense can come back. The only thing, if I'm a Big 12 fan, I have faith in the offense, obviously. But the defense, can the defense hold up? I mean, you have Earl Thomas, you have a solid secondary, Chris Harris Jr., Xavier Howard, but Tony Jefferson the third. So, anyways, Patrick Mahomes drops back to pass, skids the field, gets Joe Mixon for a good 6-yard gain. So, 2nd and 4. But what I was saying is they have a bad defensive line and linebacker core, which is not set up well for the ACC wanting to run the clock out with Dalvin Cook, who is a very good running back and can, pick out these first downs pretty easily. Let's see what they do on the 2nd and 4 play. So they bring the 4-man rush. It's time to throw. He scans the field. He gets it to... Oh, who is that? I'm a Dumbo, but who is it? Please tell me. Oh, Damian Williams. Okay, so that's the first time we've seen him on the field today. That's the third running back. So, I mean, I guess they've gotten all 3 guys involved here today. It's mostly been Joe Mixon, but they got Chris Carson a couple carries, and that was the first catch for Damian Williams. I guess, I don't know. They were both tired. I don't know why he was on the field. Maybe he was just a special player for that. Maybe... Oh, I know what his play. It was... I don't know. A passing down... If they pass, there's 2 running backs. Maybe Joe Mixon was tired, and Carson isn't exactly a passing type of running back, so maybe that's what they went with. So they go run here, and he is, quickly stuffed for no yardage. And we're looking at a 2nd and 10. About 8 minutes left. So, obviously, if you run the clock all the way down, you can get about 160 seconds taken off, which is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's if the ACC is really smart with the football. So, and if they get no first downs. So, go quick pass out to Mark Andrews. And they get to the 7-yard line, and they're now in the red zone. But still, you got to be worried about getting this in quicker than... You can't huddle all the time. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They take that off the clock now. Even if they don't waste any more time, you're looking at 5 minutes, get it back. And again, you have to get the ball 2 more times after this. And sometimes you let up first downs, and sometimes you run the ball for no absolute reason, other than, you want to run the ball for no obvious reason. Then you just feel like it. Feel like that's the correct call. It's not, but that's just what you're feeling today. But, again, 7 minutes left. Over half the quarter's gone. You haven't scored yet. It's been 2... The ACC has had a possession, and then you've had a possession. This is your possession. You have to score on this drive. Joe Mixon just runs straight through the middle. I guess that was a good call there. But Joe Mixon punches his way in. So, if they score this extra point, it'll be a 23-36 ball game, which is a 13-point ball game. Just why that extra point miss was so important. There's 6 minutes and 50 seconds left, which is, plenty of time for the Big 12. If they get a stop here for the ACC, they get the ball back, Mahomes can easily score quickly. And the Big 12 is suddenly right back in this football game, and I'd be very scared if I was an ACC fan. But it's a big if the Big 12 defense can stop the run, which they haven't been able to all day. Because even when they hone in on Dalvin Cook, Lamar Jackson just can run wild on this team. So, it's definitely going to be a big thing. Can Kyle Shanahan's team stop the run? It's going to be very interesting to watch. So, let's see it. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this game as much as I am. I'm hyped to see who's going to be moving on. Are we going to see Patrick Mahomes? Or are we going to see Lamar Jackson? It's a very interesting quarterback situation. But we're here for it, and it's going to be awesome. Out the back of the end zone, no time taken off the clock, and that is a win for the Big 12. No return. That's what you want, because even a small return, 2 seconds that are desperate, you desperately need. And as you can see, he's only had 4 catches today, but 2 of them have gone for touchdowns. He has 129 yards. He's just been a monster on these little screen passes. He just jukes out everyone. But let's see what they decide to do here. I feel like running it up the middle with Dalvin Cook is probably the best play in here. They decide to go with, the exact opposite of that strategy. It's the, not going into that. So it's time to run. Yeah, they leave him wide open, but he's tackled short of the first down marker. So we're going to see a 2nd and 1 here. So let's see what the ACC can do here. And honestly, I don't know if that's a win for the Big 12. They don't have the strength at the line of scrimmage that you would want. And if they get the first down, they can get another first down here, which is even more chewing of the clock. But let's see what they do here. 6.5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Time, yeah. As you can see, if he got the first down, at least that would have been, a 5-yard gain, but less time goes off the clock that way. But instead, they go with this plan. But 6 minutes left on this clock, and every second that clicks off is a loss for the Big 12, and every second that clicks off is a win for the ACC. And the Big 12 can't use their timeouts because they need another possession as well. So they go run with Dalvin Cook. Honestly, here's another big thing about that missed extra point. If they kick the field goal here, it is still a 16-point game, which is why it's so important that they, at the very least, hold them to a field goal, because a 16-point game is still a one-possession football game. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and it's a tie football game. So if they force them to a field goal here, which they're pretty much in field goal range for Harrison Butker, they're still in shot. They still have a shot at tying this football game up. But 5.5 minutes left. You can't let him chew that much more clock off the time. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is good, but he's not that good. He has to have some time to score twice. Scoring twice is tough. Super difficult. So let's see what they do here, Lamar Jackson. So they go run here with Dalvin Cook. And obviously, they're going for a strip. And that actually makes a lot of sense. You need to go for the strip here. A strip is very helpful. Number 1, it stops the clock. Number 2, you get the ball back. And number 3, they don't get any points. So that is great. But unfortunately, unable to get that ball out of the arms. So let's see what the ACC has here. If they get stopped here, if they get a first down, though, it's pretty much game over for the big... fumbled it. Big 12's right back in it, baby. If Lamar Jackson slides there and can chew more clock off, and it's pretty much game over. But unfortunately, he fumbles it. That gives the Big 12 4.5 minutes to score 2 touchdowns. Again, granted, not a lot of time. But again, we have Patrick Mahomes, and that guy is amazing. And especially, unfortunately, in Madden 20, see who forces this fumble here. Jordan Hicks comes over and is able to strip the ball away. But let's see, Patrick Mahomes, 24 of 31, 316 yards, 1 touchdown, unfortunately, and 2 interceptions. But he's definitely come on at this second half of this game. Well, actually, last drive. He didn't really have a great third quarter, but he needs to take this team on a touchdown drive here. And if they don't get a touchdown here, they desperately need a touchdown. They're going to lose if they don't get a touchdown. So they bring 4-man rush. He has time to throw. He scans the field, and he dumps it off short. And that's just not ideal. Even picking up 5 yards, 5 yards isn't enough at this point. You need to go deeper. You need to pick up at least 15, 20 yards every single time you throw the ball. You need to go hurry up, not this slow. Let's talk about what we're going to do, huddle. You need to go as fast as humanly possible here. You wasted so much time doing that. But it looks like it's going to be a 3-man rush, which means he should have a lot of time to throw the ball. He does. He gets out of bounds. So that's a smart move, smart catch by Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills has been having a good game. Oh, God, my hair. But he's been having a good game so far. And Kenny Stills, I got, again, 3 targets that I'd love going to people I'd think the most of if I'm Patrick Mahomes, and I want to go to who I trust to make the catch is Tyler Lockett, Kenny Stills, and Mark Andrews. It's true. I don't trust Sterling Shepard as much, or Blake Jarwin. So yeah, they go out route here with Mark Andrews. He picks up a good 9 yards, but again, you can't be wasting time on this drive. This is of the most importance this goes quickly because you still have all 3 of your timeouts, I believe. But you gotta be able to score with enough time that when they get the ball, you can call all 3 timeouts. So I'd say like before the 2-minute warning would be ideal, or maybe a little bit after it. So he's time to throw. He throws it off short to Joe Mixon, and he picks up the first down. But again, clock's still going, and they're not going hurry up, which is what's stupid about Madden 20. They're just like, oh, we'll take our good old time figuring out what we're going to do, when time is, of the utmost importance. So let's see what they do here. He's going to have forever to throw this ball, and he does. And gosh dang it, Tyler Lockett, get out of bounds. That's an idiotic move by this player. You need to get out of bounds. I understand you want to get more yardage, or you want to get as much yardage as you can, but there is a limit. You can go out of bounds right here, or right there, or just get out of bounds. You don't pick up hardly any more yardage, but you know what you do? You waste time, and time is of utmost importance for this football team, and they might not even get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, which is horrible. Oh, they're going to get a playoff. But it's still horrible. Horrible time management by the San Francisco 49ers, or Big 12 49ers, whatever you want to call them. So, a 3-man rush. He has time to throw it. He throws it off short. And 2-minute warning. I just don't know how to explain this. Other than poor time management. Honestly. It's a glitch in Madden 20. And I hope that next year when I have the tournament, Madden 21... It'll be fixed, because honestly, I mean, it hasn't come out much, because there hasn't been really any other close games but this one where it would matter, but you see a lot of it. It's like they don't decide to go no huddle until, like, it's too late, and even then, they just still decide to go no huddle sometimes. It's so stupid. They go run. What the heck is going on in Kyle Shanahan's mind? And they're still going huddle. Gosh, these guys are imbeciles. It's a 3rd and 3. You have a minute 45. You need to score like now. Now. You wasted about 20 seconds on this no huddle, but it was really a huddle. So it's time to throw it. He throws it off short. But again, just go over there and spike it, for God's sake. Save some time. Your defense has got to stop them and use all 3 of your timeouts, but you're leaving yourself no time to go down this football field. Instead, you're just taking your gosh dang good old time to just, and again, it apparently takes 20 seconds to get to the line. I think it should take maybe 5. And he gets sacked. Okay, you know what? It's just horrendous. I understand it's Aaron Donald, but poor clock management is why the Big 12 will lose this game. They had a serious shot when Lamar Jackson made his... That was a mistake. That was a bad mistake by Lamar Jackson. That could have lost him his season. But instead, it was Kyle Shanahan's poor time management skills. It's just bad. Sounds like my time management skills during the coronavirus. That is how bad Kyle Shanahan's time management skills are. This is just bad. What are you doing, Kyle Shanahan? And this is why you'll lose the game. This is why you probably... I don't know. Kyle Shanahan's in real life really good at clock management, but not now. For some reason, he is bad in the game. Okay, but 3rd and 3, it's time to throw it. He throws an interception. Yep, sounds about right. Finish off the game. Shair Alexander, now in the zone. Oh, really? He's in the zone. It's not going to matter. But we're going to be seeing the ACC next round. So we'll either see them here in Tampa, or we will be seeing them in Tennessee. So, depending on who wins the next game that comes out tomorrow, check that game out, you guys. Independence at Big 10. Chiefs at Titans. It'd be the reverse of the AFC Championship, I guess, where the Chiefs travel to the Titans. It's weird, but we're here for it. Anyways, real life, let's talk about the Buccaneers here for a second. The Bucs, very talented, this group could easily make the playoffs, so it's a very exciting young group here. I don't know what is happening. Why aren't the ACC running it? I feel like they have no regard for, the fact that the Big 12 has no chance, but they have no regard for their if they throw it here, that'll just make me outrageous and upset. I think both these games have just been horrendously coached, and I understand Kyle Shanahan's one of the really good head coaches in this game right now, but it's still been called horribly by him. And Bruce Arians also a very good head coach, but in Madden he's been bad. But taking knees, come on. Don't risk the injury of your players. Because if Dalvin Cook gets hurt in this game, in the last 30 seconds, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because it's really hard to figure out how in the world to do injuries. But if he gets hurt, I think I'll go with game. I don't know. Problem is I have no one in the comment section to give me advice. But Lamar Jackson throws, yeah, but if you get hurt, I don't know how long. I might do you guys ever hear of so if he gets hurt, this is what I might do for next time. Okay. So, if he gets hurt and doesn't come back into the game, that's what I use as a determining factor. If he comes back into the game, obviously he's good enough to continue playing, but if the wild card round, okay, and you get hurt in the wild card round, right? There's still divisional, there's still conference, and there's still Super Bowl, okay? I'll roll a 3-sided die to determine how long he'll be out for. Even if they make it that far. I mean, wild card teams normally don't make it that far, but let's just say they do, okay? But then, let's see, they're in the divisional round, and he gets hurt, okay? I'll flip a coin, see if he lasts 1 week. So, like, if they make it to the Super Bowl, he'll be able to come back in the Super Bowl. Or if I flip it and it comes up to, or I don't know, heads or tails or whatever, and he'll have to go out through the rest of the season. And I'll just kind of, cut him, and I'll pick up a third-string guy, and the guy that's there will be placed as a starter. So that's just the way I'm thinking about doing it. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. But, anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. It's a very interesting one. I think it's a very unique idea. I tried to find it on the internet because my first thought was before I started making YouTube videos was, hey, what would be interesting is this. Let's see if someone's made a video on it already, because I would watch it. As you can see, look at that. The ACC has 291 rushing yards. The Big 12 has 50. That is just horrible, really, in comparison. Lamar Jackson just did a great job on the ground this game and in the air. He really had a great game both ways. I mean, Patrick Mahomes technically had a really good game throwing the air, but unfortunately he threw 3 interceptions. And Lamar Jackson had 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I'd argue that Lamar Jackson had the better day throwing the ball. But, anyways, I tried to find it. There was no video on it. So I thought, you know what? This would make a really interesting video. And, I made it. And just no one ever watched it. Watches these. So, anyways, if you reach the end of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Makes me feel all good and warm inside. Makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile here. I mean, I'm going to do it regardless because I just think it's a really cool idea. Maybe it'll eventually catch on. Who knows? I mean, everyone argues every frickin' day that who's the best conference. And gosh dang it, SEC fans. I understand your conference is pretty good, but there's no reason to belittle other people's conferences. The Big 10's good. The Big 12 is good. The ACC has Clemson, and they're good. And the Pac-12 is pretty good. But I'd like to say the American and the Mountain West and the Sun Belt, they all have pretty good teams. I mean, not great teams. I think American is very good teams, and the Sun Belt has App State, and the Mountain West has Boise State. So, I mean, it's not the same as the American, but they do have very good teams, and smaller schools can compete. As you can see, James Madison competes every year if they play a bigger school. They're very good, so there's really no reason to be mean like that. But, anyways, I'd just like to say, hit the like and subscribe button. It really makes me feel so happy. So please, it brings a smile to me and Pupper's face, so just please do it. All it does is a little click, and the number 17 subscribers. That makes me so happy. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. A little thumbs up helps too. This is GGB Coast Pepper saying adios, amigos.